Ah, motherfuckers!
That is not how you say that.
No. I'm pretty sure it is.
No.
Yeehaw, motherfuckers!
No, Sneaky. It's yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yes.
See, I've developed a call sign with the people that I answer the phone for at my job, where I always answer the phone with "Hey, howdy," and I'm the only person that does that. So obviously, if I answer that way, they know it's me.
Fair.
Hi.
So I don't have to go through the whole rigmarole of "Hello, this is company help desk, company slave number 269 at your service."
Yeah.
Someone on TikTok claimed that your ballsack has taste receptors, and now people are dipping their nuts in soy sauce.
What the fuck?
How can you be that fucking stupid?
I mean, TikTok is what it is. Is what it is.
I mean, hey, if they want to dip their nuts in soy and prevent future generations of stupidity, then by all means.
I mean, I would rather them dip their
I'm not
nuts
gonna
in
complain
acid.
about that, but I just every day people find new ways to disappoint me.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah, pretty much. Pretty
Such
much.
is life.
Hey, Microsoft, you want to quit fucking lagging?
No, they will not actually quit fucking lagging. I will say, whoever thought Windows 11 was a good idea, I wish them a very happy, slow torture by a 1 degree acid.
Yeah.
I would like them to be submerged with just enough, maybe like a straw to breathe air through. And I want them to be submerged in a peach.
Well, no, Sneaky, you need to make sure that at least their lungs up is out of the acid.
Why?
Well, because you don't want them to go too
fast.
fast.
Well, no. That's why the acid is only -1 pH.
Yeah, but I mean,
-1 pH makes it
eventually that
ice.
will get through. Like, if you make you just need to make sure that like the top half of their chest is floating on the top. That's all you have to do.
Or you slowly lower
No,
them in
I
an
want
inch at a
all of them
time.
to dissolve. At
Yeah,
the
you
I'm just
same
saying that
lower
has
them
to
in
be
an
the
inch at a
part that
time.
dissolves last, so they can keep
No.
breathing.
No. Oh, no. No. I'm putting them in an oil can filled with orange juice. And they will get a straw to breathe through. And that is all.
Oh, Jesus. I'd rather just feed them to a wood chipper.
Yeah, but see,
No.
that's
Too
fast and quick, and I mean, a fair number of them are going in the wood chipper because you know, you know.
Yeah.
But if you know, you know. Yeah, Trump whole,
You
yeah,
don't have to
Trump
journalist
actually,
enough.
the Wildwood rally was insane. Yeah, the Wildwood rally was insane.
Huh?
I'm surprised he got that many people in Jersey.
Bro, you look. When I joke that South Jersey is like transplanted south in the north, I'm not joking.
Really?
Yeah, like if you look at a voting map, South Jersey's red. Just solid red. It's the cities in North Jersey that make New Jersey blue.
Ah, yes, of course it's the cities.
And North Jersey. Because everyone in North Jersey goes to fucking New York. Why do I hate Narude? It is the most bland environmentals. I don't like the infinite spawning enemies. It's extremely easy to get lost in Narude. There's no real way to tell. Aura, I'm gonna mute you, or you can mute yourself. There's no real way to tell what direction I've searched or not in Narude, because there's like this whole you gotta find like the 5 coffins thing, but you have no idea where the 5 coffins are, and you have no idea where you've already looked because of how sight lines work in the game. It's a fucking mess, okay?
That sounds like a mess.
Like, don't get me wrong, I
Sounds
like
awful.
the Narude enemies. It's the Narude everything else. And yeah, your mic was
The
activating.
environment.
Fuck you, Windows. Stop turning down my microphone.
It's also like, I don't like the Narude hidden areas. I don't like the Narude puzzles. I don't like the Narude bosses. You're not muted on our end. Well, you weren't. Now you are. Now you aren't. Now you are. Now you
Testing,
are.
No, you're not.
testing.
Yeah.
We can
Hi.
hear you.
God damn it, I had myself muted.
No, you didn't. You literally took yourself off mute.
Now you're muted.
The meatball boss is ass. Fuck that thing. Yeah, I mean, also it's like, I kind of liked the the devouring dragon fight. I mean, let's be honest here. It literally is the devouring dragon. I liked the devouring dragon boss fight. I thought that was a cool build up. I thought that was neat. I like the alternate fight for that. I think that's neat. I don't like the fucking giant AI Metroid fight. That was ass. That fight is ass. Your turrets are useless. There's too much going on screen. It just sucks. And then I really, like I said, I really don't like the hidden areas. The lore for the world. Oh, I love the lore. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, no, the lore is great. I don't like the hidden areas of Narude either. Like there's that one fucking item you have to get, but you can only get that item if 2 keys spawn in 2 random generation areas. So like the thing is, like, right, you have to A, have that area spawn, B, have the 2 random generation areas that can spawn the keys spawn, and then those random generation areas have to randomly generate the cupboard that has the key in it.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah.
RNG all the way down.
Yeah. It is absurd. If you're not using a save editor to tell you when you have it, it is absurd. And because you can't, because the second area is in basically part 2 of the dungeon, of the overall dungeon. You can't tell if you have the key or not until you're basically done with the map.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
And, a normal Narude run can take up to, like, I mean, if you're blitzing it, maybe an hour, but way longer if you're not, like, super optimized blitzing. The train dungeon was neat. It was okay. It was alright. But yeah, I mean, like one of the secret areas, a secret area in Geisha, right, is like, oh, there's an illusionary wall, or you have to jump behind the waterfall. That's like easy, simple, basic stuff to understand and look for, right? A secret area in Lothram is like, oh, there are these planks of wood that look like they could lead to another area if you can break them. And oh, well, how about that? You can break them, and they do lead to another area. That's fine. That's, again, easy to look for. The apps, looks at the atom splitter location. Yeah, that's what I was getting to. Nerude's secret areas are the most ass possible. Nerude's secret areas are like, hey, you see that background, like machinery moving about? Actually, that's not background machinery, and you can land on one of those. Also, it only starts working once you enter the dungeon, and if you don't get to that position in time, it will bypass the area you need to jump on and off.
That sounds retarded.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Jesus, I hate that.
Also, you have to land it just right because the platform doesn't stop moving, so you can entirely overjump it, underjump it, roll off even though you did land on it.
Oh, that's bullshit.
And then you have to realize, then there's to make it even worse, right? There is a invisible ceiling that'll push you off the moving piece of machinery, and you have no idea when that is or where you're supposed to jump unless you already knew beforehand. So like you're gonna spend like 45 minutes to maybe an hour the first time trying to jump on the piece of machinery, and then you're finally going to get there, and you'll be like, oh, so I ride this somewhere, right? No, you get pushed off. Okay, so I have to jump to something. Can I jump to any other piece of machinery? No, none of them have collision. Okay, then you finally get there again. So you're like 3 hours in, and oh, I need to jump to this platform with the closed door that only opens when I get near it.
But you can see there's a door there.
There is a door there. But it's not obvious you're supposed to jump to the platform.
And this is 2D?
No, this is 3D. Yeah.
That's even worse.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. And then the engineer class literally is counterintuitive. So, Lothram is bloodborne, so you're in a town. Towns have walls, right? So you have walls. Geisha, you're basically navigating forest paths. So again, those are basically walls. Nerude doesn't have walls. Nerude is a wide open plain, and on the edges of the plain is death mist, and if you go into the death mist, you die. However, if you go into the death mist for long enough in a specific direction near a certain rock, and then jump up a ledge, you find the engineering class.
Fuck that!
And no, none of it even indicates it might be there.
And what game did you say this was?
Remnant 2.
Remnant 2.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. You can keep that.
Don't get me wrong. I fucking love the game. I've put like 80 hours in the game. And yeah, engineering class is like one of the best classes in the fucking game. Engineering Archon is ridiculous. But I love the game, but some of the, a lot of the shit is extremely unintuitive. Like, the scout, which marks stuff on the map, the explorer, yeah. They packed a whole fucking shit ton of stuff into the game for just, exploration rewards, effectively. So in the newest DLC, which added more maps to Geisha, the forest map, there is a sand pit filled with traps that shoot darts across the whole sand pit, and it's a quick sand pit, right?
Oh, no.
but there's one section of the sand pit where the dart shooter is broken, and there's one specific corner that has a suspiciously piled sand in it, right? And if you stand in that one corner that with the broken dart trap for 5 minutes, you'll sink through the quicksand and fall through the floor, which had a hole in it, and then that's how you find the Invoker class.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Narud has a new amulet that conveys unlimited ammo. Oh, gee. No, that's not a new amulet. You're thinking of the half ammo amulet, I think. If you combine the half ammo amulet with the ammo replacement mutator, you basically have infinite ammunition. I'm sorry, what did you say, Sign?
Is it worth it?
The Invoker class? I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
it's cool-ish. It's very flavory.
Flavor's great, but does it work? That's the question.
Phoenix,
it
I
practical?
highly recommend you play it when each DLC comes out, because they pre-package an adventure map for you that is the entire DLC guaranteed to spawn, so you get all of the DLC experience.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah. So this is another really nice thing about Remnant, right? So you have a character. You have 3 character slots, but you have a character, right? When you unlock a class, you unlock the class for your account, not your character. First
Oh,
off.
thank God.
Second off,
Okay.
you can swap your classes anytime you want. No penalties at all. Third off,
Right.
Every class is unlockable in some way. There is a way to unlock every single class, no matter what you start as. Losum has the no, it's not 2 to 6 hours. It's 1 hour. Technically, it's 45 minutes, but yeah.
Excuse you?
Okay, yeah. So, okay, let me get through this. So, Remnant 2, highly love it. So the unlock system in Remnant is really nice. It's just good. It's just good. But if you're trying to min-max, MLG plays hardest difficulty, Archon Engineer is basically the only class combination you can do. I don't know about it's 45 minutes. It's 45 minutes. Trust me, it's 45 minutes. It was for the grenade launcher, yeah. So anyway, yeah, in Losum, you go into the sewers, and there's a special hidden sewer section that can RNG spawn in the sewers. And there's 3 sewers maps in Losum, and they can spawn on any of those 3 sewer maps. And what you can do is you can shoot out a slug that is plugging up a drain pipe. And when you do shoot that slug, water will start pouring into the cistern. And if you wait 45 minutes, the cistern will actually fill with water, and it'll float debris to the surface that will allow you to jump across the cistern on top of the debris, and it will lead to a section of the sewer that has a dead body with a grenade launcher.
Oh.
There's a lot of wild and wacky shit like that going on. But so what I really love about the Remnant system is that you have your world line, air quotes, world line, and you have your adventure line. Your world line takes you across all 3 world maps. And it has 2 special world line maps as well, Route and Labyrinth. And these are all RNG except for Labyrinth and Route. Those are always the exact same. So the order the world spawn in is RNG, the maps that spawn on the world is RNG, the bosses you fight are RNG, all of it's RNG, right? And then you have your adventure line, and the adventure line is you pick which world you want to spawn, and you only do that world. So if you missed an item, you can just keep spawning the world until you get the maps you want. And there is no cost to re-rolling your world line or your adventure line, but besides, of course, you reset your progress. There's no penalties to doing it. There's nothing. It's just do it whenever, any difficulty, no penalties at all. Remnant 2's problem was that some of the bosses were absolute aids, like all of Root Earth's bosses. Absolutely. Oh my god. Gray and I had to cheese the shit out of Root Earth. It was awful. Though I will say the final boss is kind of fun. I get what they were trying to do with it. I'm not super happy with it, especially the part 2 of fighting that boss, but I understand what they were trying to do with it.
I mean, I guess, but the amount that
Yeah.
I heard about you and Gray complain, I'm like, I don't know.
It's a very fun game. We'll bitch about it, but it's a fun game. Who would have thought that fighting a boss named Cancer was Cancer? Oh well, yeah. Cancer wasn't actually that hard in the overall scheme of things. It was just a fucking cancer to fight.
That's the thing, though. Like, listen, there's plenty of things that exist in, say, Destiny 2 that on their own are fine. But when you have to do them over and over and over...
Well, see, that's the convenient thing.
To shoot yourself.
That's the convenient thing, is unless you're trying to go for a world completion run, you don't have to fight Cancer more than once.
I mean, that's nice.
Yeah, Cancer's the guy who shoots the trees up from the ground and creates a root forest, yeah. The one who's absolute cancer to fight. But, anyway, gentlemen, let us engage in the fanfictionals tonight. Speaking of, I wonder if there is any Remnant fanfiction. There probably is like 6. Remnant. Damn, there's 0. That's kind of wild, to be honest. 0 Remnant fanfics. Cancer was when I twigged onto the pun behind root access, 0 access. Yeah. All of reality is a program. Yeah. That's why you glitch out when you equip Ford's loadout. What's that sign?
I bumped the keyboard.
Oh, okay. Red Faction. Yeah, let's see let's see what people tried to write for Red Faction.
Oh God, no!
Surely they won't completely misinterpret the point of Red Faction, right?
Okay, look, Red Faction is not that amazing to begin with. Like,
it really wasn't. Okay,
I've
look,
never played it.
Red Faction, Guerrilla. Well, what was it? Guerrilla Warfare. Yeah, Red Faction Guerrilla. Honestly, I enjoyed it. I liked it. It was fun. Good times are all about. Red Faction Armageddon was dog shit. Everyone knew it was dog shit. Everybody knew. You could ask anyone, and they would tell you it was dog shit. We all knew. So like the whole thing with Red Faction is, oh, you know, you can break everything, well, except for land. You can break everything but the land. Which was kind of cool. I kind of dug it. And then you would get, you know, you start with a fucking hammer and you work your way up to explosives because you're a miner, and then you know, you finally near the end get like nano rifles because there's apparently, of course, an ancient civilization on Mars, and you found some of their technology, and you get like nano rifles and nukes and like laser death ray guns, and it was kind of just fun. Like, if you know, as long as you didn't take it seriously, it was fun.
Wasn't it like the precursor to Saints Row?
No,
Like, it's a Volition game, right?
it's a Volition game, and there is a lot of references between the Volition-made games. So Ultor Corp, the corporation you fight in Red Faction, exists in Saints Row.
Exists in Saints Row, yeah.
And in Saints Row 3, sorry, no, not 3, 2. In Saints Row 2, you actually, in one of the DLCs, you can unlock infinite stamina because you take on a mission to find out what Ultor Corp is up to and why there's a bunch of zombies roaming around. And it turns out the reason why there's zombies roaming around is because Ultor Corp was trying to figure out how to enhance people's lungs because of they wanted to make people able to breathe Martian air.
Also, in I want to say 3, there was something.
Yeah.
What was it? What was it?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
It's 4. Is it? It's 3 or 4 where at the end you go to Mars, but it's actually just a film shoot. It's like reenacting part of Red Faction or something.
No, that's the start of
Or a big
4.
reference to it.
I think it's the start of 4. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
it.
No,
So
no,
the
four's-
start of 4, you go to Mars because they're filming an action movie.
No, that has to be the end of 4 because the start of 4 is you're in Iraq or Afghanistan or something, basically reenacting some action movie, I forget, and then
Bro, what are you smoking?
What the fuck are you smoking, dude?
it's the one where you're stuck in a video game, right?
No, dude, that's 5.
Yeah.
That's 4.
That's 5.
That's 4. There is no
That's 5.
Do you want me to pull it up on my PlayStation right now? I have the games. It's 4. It starts off, you're chasing Cyrus Grissom or whatever his name is. You climb a fucking ICBM and you wind up in the president's office, and then fast forward a year, you're the president, and then Zinyak
Oh,
comes.
yeah, that's 2.
and,
Yeah, no, he is right. That is 4,
that's 3. That's 4.
Yeah, because Saints Row 2 is where you kick out all the other gangs and you fight Ultor Corp
Yep.
for control of Stillwater. Saints Row 3 starts where you're the big bad dick shit, and then everything shatters because all the old gangs are back being supplied resources by the big
they're new games
syndicate.
because you go to a new city.
No,
The syndicate. Yeah. You go to a new city because you're kidnapped onto an airplane, and the intro for that is jumping out of the airplane and then smashing back into the airplane
Which
after
was-
you parachuted.
I mean, come on,
Which
let's
is
all,
great.
which is fucking great.
But that was all.
It's
Wasn't
great.
that all for the movie?
No,
No,
that was in the game.
No, that was the game. Yeah. Also, yeah, I explicitly had Sign reenact that scene in Outer
Yes.
Heaven.
Then there's the one that's almost as good, where you jump out of the helicopter, parachute down into the top of the building, and start wiping everybody out. That was
That's
fucking great.
the
Yeah, okay, but listen.
yeah.
I still think one of the
That's after
best
that.
moments in gaming, bar none, is 100% assaulting that penthouse.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not
like
normally a
rap, but
fan
the
of
music went with it.
what's the guy who did the song?
Kanye.
Kanye West.
Kanye. I'm not normally a fan of Kanye, but
It's a very good accompaniment. Yeah.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it works so well.
Yeah. I put too many hours into 2 and 3. Saints Row 4 was just kind of lame.
I liked it, but yeah, it was kind of lame by comparison.
Don't get me wrong. I had an immense amount of fun playing it one time.
Oh yeah.
I
I've
beat
done a
Saints
few
Row
runs.
4 and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm never going to play this again because...
They missed a chance there at the end where they should have been playing Iron Man by Black Sabbath instead of whatever the fuck they were playing. I forget what it was.
Take On Me.
Maybe.
Was it really Take On Me?
Armor.
Yeah.
That's a fucking terrible choice.
It's The Touch. It's Stan Bush's The Touch.
No, it started as Take On Me, and they're like, no, this is a terrible song, what are you doing? And then it moved on to The Touch.
No, I think that was during one of the...
Oh, wait, no, that was during their,
flying.
that was during the Escape. Yeah, that was the Escape.
Yeah, it was during the Escape. No, the end is The Touch when you get the power armor, which should have been, again, Iron Man, 100%.
Yeah, they really should have just given you
Yeah,
Iron
but
Man.
you gotta remember, I don't think they could. They might not have been able to get Iron Man at that point because I'm pretty sure Marvel was locking down Iron Man. Like the song. I mean
yeah,
the song.
Well,
they were locking down the song for
100%.
the movies.
But that doesn't mean you couldn't have done it because they absolutely gave
pay
you
for royalties.
They absolutely did the Iron Man suit in Gat Out of Hell, where they just gave Gat wings instead, and it basically was just fly around.
I'm not arguing. I'm just saying, like, I think they were staying far away from any Iron Man based comparisons.
Which again,
Well, it was very close.
Again, Gat Out of Hell, fun. Not replayable.
Yeah, I'd rather not. Play
Honestly, like, Gat Out of Hell had such a good story that made it unreplayable. Like, well, I don't want to say good story. It had such a focus on story.
Yeah. Also, like, they upgraded everyone's Saints Row 4 to a new version apparently.
Oh no.
It's called Re-Elected. What the fuck does that do?
Oh yeah, Saints Row Re-Elected. That's the Game of the Year edition. That's the one I've got on PS5.
Yeah, no, it's basically just here, have all the DLC for free.
Yeah, it's all the DLC packs.
Oh, and they opened up the fucking workshop. Well, okay.
You can still do multiplayer on it too. There are people actually still playing.
That's crazy. I mean, hey, respect where it's due. They could have been asses about it, and they could have locked it down, and they could have prevented any workshop content or modding, but they didn't.
Ugh, yuck. No, Volition's latest game, though, I did not like.
Well, okay, let's be clear here. Volition exists in name only. The entirety of the cast that made Saints Row 3 is gone.
Oh, I'm not talking about their Saints Row failure of a reboot.
No, I'm talking about the employees. Everyone that worked on Saints Row 3 is gone.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. This one was it was supposed to be like a throwback to Red Faction, except it was fucking awful. It was just terrible, boring.
Actually, you know what the other thing is about Red Faction is it didn't go with the cringe capitalism evil. It went with the cringe unchecked capitalism is going to fuck everyone over, which is good. It's not cringe, it's based, because it's true. If you put people who are millions of miles away in charge of something, who will never see any repercussions to the negative things that occur, they are going to make decisions that will fuck over everyone.
I mean, we can clearly see it right now. Like, I mean it unironically, right?
Oh, I know. That's my point. It doesn't take us to be on another planet for this to be true. So like, they didn't go the cringy stuff that they tried to shove into Saints Row remake.
Oh god, it was so fucking. No, I
I'm like,
refuse to
that's
touch
a
it.
big. I'm
I'm
like,
money.
hey, that's a pretty big brass pair to talk about how capitalism bad when your game is your entire franchise is we couldn't hack it as a GTA competitor, so we became the satire competitor.
Which, to
No,
be
to be
fair,
fair, that was hilarious. It was the best decision they ever made regarding
true.
I'm not saying it's a bad decision. I'm saying it's a pretty big brass pair to pull that move sign.
that. Oh yeah, no, it is, but still.
Man, Saints Row 1 sucked. It sucked.
Here's the thing. Saints Row 1 had okay gameplay, but it just completely did not have a plot. Like,
Yeah.
the point of it was like, where are we going here,
It had
boys?
about as much plot as a normal Sign story.
Guide me on
Oh,
this
fuck.
mystical journey to where I'm supposed to give a shit.
Yeah, basically.
I do better coherent plot than that had.
Yeah,
No, don't
Killian
even.
Air agrees with me, man.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does. Red Faction Retaliation takes place 5 years after Red Faction Guerrilla. After 5 years have passed after the defeat of Admiral Kobe and General Roth, the colonists of Mars live in peace. The peace is soon destroyed when the EDF returns with new weapons and vehicles to reclaim Mars and destroy their enemies, the Red Faction, who prepare for another war. Okay, again, the red faction though was literally just colonists. Like, it wasn't a military. It wasn't an organization. That's why Armageddon sucked. Just to be clear. Like they were literally just a group. And yes, I believe Red Faction Guerrilla is a prequel to 1 and 2. From what I remember of the timeline, it's been literally a decade. But they did not. I mean, you're basically ignoring the first 2 games. I don't know. I just I don't know. I just feel like it's dumb. You got 1 chapter out for it's been a whole year. They got a single chapter out and 1 review. What's the review? Great new story, buddy.
Oof.
Oh. Turns out money did grow on trees because without trees, Earth was dying. That's propaganda.
Huh?
Yeah, that's big tree propaganda. The old Tor mining complex had been built on top of a reservoir. Blood would stain the surface while water would flow freely below, even under occupation. Huh?
That sounds dumb.
People made reviews for this. Neat story here, really exploring that Red Faction timeline that no one really knows about. Lots of world building, like water being a vital resource.
What?
On Mars, you don't fucking say.
What?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
Okay. Interesting line of thought. With my recently deceased PS2, I can't replay Red Faction anymore. Nicely done. Yeah, it looks like this entire section is kept up by 2 people.
Yeah, not surprised.
That's crazy. Not based on Red Faction 2 canon. A story from 2009. Damn, that's crazy. Go look at Hawkey's profile. Who the fuck is Hawkey? Okay. Well, I mean, I know he's using the Terran logo. Oh, Jesus Christ. This author has written 2,710 stories for the following sections. Bro, I literally could not. I literally can't even post it. This dude has more words than Discord allows me to post. I had to post it as a text file. There was so many words.
Jesus. For the story,
The list
Cat
of
voice
sections he's
for.
written for, yeah.
Oh, why you gotta
Message
why you
text
gotta
7K.
tarnish Golden Sun, bro? Let that poor franchise die.
Nah, the site is no longer sending out email alerts. Yes, we know. Can I scroll on your page, buddy? Can I scroll? Goddamn, he really out here. Oh wow. When did I start writing? When I was 8. Most of them
Woo.
were based around Sonic the Hedgehog. I also tried my hand at Resident Evil. When I was 12, I wrote a 15-page story for Hall of the Mountain King. Then I started writing again, and I've been posting ever since.
Wait, what's this author's name?
Bro's been posting since he was 12 in 2006. Bro is...
Let's go look at something from like let's
Oh,
be generous.
no.
Let's go look at something from like 2010
Bro's
and look
30.
at something from last year.
Bro is 30. This hurts.
You're aging me.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
Yeah. My writing style. Yes, I've written for a lot of things. I've written a lot of stories. Having posted on this site regularly since 2006, it's not that surprising. Before you type, oh my god, squee in PMs, I'll explain.
Excuse you?
I don't know. Most of this stuff I post are one-shots and poems. I tend to write them in the span of an hour. While I move through multi-chapters sequentially, one-shots can be done anywhere and any time, and I don't need to worry about the future of them. Yeah. Anything I write multi-chapter-wise is fully written before I post it, and I post it one chapter at a time. This is the best approach because it allows me to post whenever I want, but it makes sure that all of the stories that I will post are done.
Fair.
This also has the side benefit of preventing psychological spillover between the thousands of sections I write for. Fair.
If you can't keep your shit straight, that's on you, boss.
No, okay, but hang on a minute. At least he knows that he can't and actively takes steps to get around it.
Also,
Like-
bro is
Yeah,
literally
that's fair.
writing 3,000 different sections, bro.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair.
It's not like he's got 12 stories and forgot which Naruto is fucking who in which story. Like, bro's got 3,000 stories.
Yeah, that's fair. Of course, most of those are one and done, so
Yeah,
I don't think they should really count.
they sort of do. I mean, because like if you're writing a multi-chapter work for like Danny Phantom, and then you write like 3 one-shots for Power Rangers, 2 one-shots for Totally Spies, 2 one-shots for Lord of the Rings, 2 one-shots for
stop.
Transformers, and then another chapter of Danny Phantom, and then 14 more one-shots, and then another chapter of Danny Phantom, like you're gonna have some psychological spillover. It's not like
Ugh.
he is sticking to the Naruto section and writing like 3 different Naruto stories. Okay. Requests. I don't do requests. If I don't like the idea, I don't do it. One-shots are how I blow off steam of ideas that come to me. If I don't want to write more of it, I won't.
Okay.
Fair.
Okay, well, okay, so his latest is a Mizik Games Zero Space one shot. It's easy to say you won't harm a hair on someone's head when they're bald. Oh, and they're alien. Okay, I don't know how that
The fuck?
I don't know how that factors in, but okay. Okay, grammar, okay. I mean, more or less his grammar's spot on. I'll give it like a 9 out of 10. Even using grammar tags mostly correctly? No, not correctly. Alright. And you said you wanted his oldest story.
No, I said we'll take something from like 2010 and see what it's at. Like I would say, because obviously 2006 he was like 12, so I'm not going to expect competent writing from a 12-year-old.
Are you?
No, they're 12.
Oh, wow. Okay. Resistance Fall of Man. That was a fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that I remember that one vaguely.
Yeah, okay, so it's a Diablo Warcraft crossover from 2012.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Oh, the destruction of the World Stone, the manipulations of the Prime Evils, Tyrael has failed Sanctuary. Failed so spectacularly that he had to seek solace on Azeroth before daring to face everyone else, for his spirit was broken.
Yeah, I could see it.
Damn. Okay, so his grammar is good. His sentence structure massively worse. So the dude has massively improved over the years, so that's good for him. It's a lot of fucking ellipses. Fucking reviewers, they're fucking weirdos. Anyway, you got any good reviewer stories recently, Sign?
No, thankfully.
Really?
Thank fuck. Yeah, I'm as surprised as you are, honestly.
Huh.
Well, I take it back. I do have one. Some cockwaffle decided they wanted to go back a year later and review Signal to Noise.
Oh.
I think they specifically did it, had to have done it, to try and get the thread closed for necroing. I don't fucking get it.
Now that's something I've never understood. Why can some asshat in the comments ruin it for everybody? Like,
There was no fucking reason to do that too. He waited almost exactly a year to comment on this shit. And it was something fucking stupid. Let me look it up. Hang on.
No, we actually had someone do that recently. Well, not recently, but recently. They came into the thread like 8 months later and posted a review for like chapter 7 of 16 currently posted into the thread and asked a bunch of dumbass questions. And the mods were like, well, thread's fucking locked again. This is the third
All right,
time.
so last comment on the thread was June 20th, 2023. And then this motherfucker comes in February 15th, 2024. Looks like the protagonist really lacks much information or understanding of how transitioning works. I feel that this is dismissive ignorance serves as an interesting display of the internalized transphobia of the protag and a foreshadowing of the narrow-mindedness that is their personal downfall. Blah, blah, blah. Me, Snip, I read exactly one sentence into this obvious bait and stopped. Let me see if I got this straight. You waited almost a year to come and necro my thread to post opinions that do not matter because the character you're complaining about can't hear you. And with obvious relate bait, get the fuck out of here.
People
Get the
baiting?
fuck out of here!
People baiting the mods to close a thread wouldn't be me.
Truly insane.
And then just hang on. May 3rd. Nearly a full month later, somebody else posts about wanting an epilogue, and then finally the mods just lock it. It's like, really, you dumb motherfuckers? But yeah, that's the last bullshit I got.
Yeah, well, like I said, our thread's been fucking locked 3 times now. Because people seem to just pop off about the Horde and Alliance.
Well, okay, hang on a minute. That's not new.
Yeah, it ain't exactly new.
No, it definitely is new in the way they're popping off. They're not popping off because of their allegiance to the Horde or Alliance. They're popping off because they're posting in the thread like, fucking kick orc babies, dumpster orc babies, throw orc babies into the blender.
And then they sit in the corner and wait for the people who play Horde to come and yell at them.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Oh, Jesus.
Well, the thread got locked one time because some dude literally came in and just wouldn't stop doing that fucking meme. Like, he wasn't doing the meme, but he was the meme. Right? You understand what I'm saying?
Ah, he was the reason the meme exists in the first place.
Effectively, right?
He embraced the meme.
Yeah, he was literally like, he literally came into the thread and was like, I hope Taylor genocides every orc in existence for living because every orc deserves to have their soul and body ripped apart and fed to blenders, and every orc baby should be crushed by a power press.
Based. Little too base though for SB, I'm guessing, or SV, whichever
Yeah,
one.
it was SB. No one fucking comments on the thread in SV. SV is just fucking dead.
I'm not surprised.
And everyone else was just like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he wouldn't shut up about how much he wants the orcs to die in a genocide.
Your average Alliance player, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh god.
He,
Yes,
he
I
was
can blame
playing
him.
in character.
Yeah.
He was acting in character, so it's fine.
Yeah, acting in character, all one brain cell.
No, he has two. He needs one to type.
No. Not with the way he typed.
Fair.
Yeah, no, he did it. We had this dude got the thread locked. Mods warned him. We post a new chapter. He starts up again, gets banned. It's just like, bro, calm the fuck down.
But bro would not calm the fuck down.
Yeah,
Obviously not.
yeah. Oh god, good times. Anyway, yeah. So, the dude made some massive progress. I'm happy for him. I still think he writes a little bit too much. Probably could channel that into like something more productive, like not writing 3,000 stories.
Impossible challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is what it is. It is what it is, Captain. Let's see what's going on in the Pokemon section. How are the Pokemons doing? How is the Dutch Pokemon doing? Only 101 Dutch stories.
Ah, yes.
Mitsuki in Aloha. Mitsuki 22 kame os kanto habe kanto un as kante brisit habe un jongo blotter und train school in Aloha Pokemon.
Rain spooch?
Der Grund,
Why is he speaking
mein
Elvis?
Cousin Kukul hat uns Mischlehörner van Erhuben
Spooching my cousin.
Wuschgelagen, mein
Please
Partner
stop speaking
Felix,
Elvis.
ein Pisania und an Reichenstein, nun nacht Aloha, und was Aloha weird, lässt ungeschnicken und Wortstinge. Oh, see?
Jesus.
Question mark?
Every time.
If I had a nickel for every single time Sneaky started to speak Elvish for no reason, I'd have 2 nickels, which is weird that it happened twice, right?
Why are you?
I was gonna say it's Poe's Law.
I'm sorry, but I have to read this one just because of the massive words. Fucking swamp German, I swear to God. 31 Kus und Kugelschnicken und rund das der Pairing. Da ich im Lauf letzten Jahres 441 geschrieben habe, jet geschnitten ist abgeschlossen. Abgeschlossen und ein Streit kneimen Jussachamen Hangeheisun am den Adrian.
Germany, what are you allowing these people to type here?
God bless you, Sneaky.
In mein Oder Wagner Schnagenhagen Snigdagen RTL.
That sounded disgusting and somehow sexual.
Oh god. Anyway, so back to Pokemon English section. Pokemon the animation Scarlet and Violet.
The Anime Nation?
After Ash win Master 8 tournament, Ash get offer to Narjanar Academy, prestigious academy full of fun learning adventure. Wait, bro just won the Masters 8 tournament. What the fuck does Pokemon Yale think they're gonna teach him?
How to Pokemon harder.
Hey bro, I know
more
you
money.
just won the Nobel Prize, but you should come to Yale and get learned.
Ah, yes, Yale elitism.
Sneaky, stop trying to summon Cthulhu. 9.
He will not.
Prestigious academy full of fun, learning, and adventure. Together with Pikachu, Ash meet new friend, rivals, Pokemon in Journey of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. A 42-chapter novelization of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. 416,000 words. So, about 10k words per chapter. Bro's got only 100 reviews and 200 favorites. He's been doing this for a year.
Damn, that's crazy.
Giovanni wouldn't let this go. New moves. Is Ash gonna catch a Paradox Pokemon? Are you going to include the DLC Pokemon? Looks like Harold accomplished something. You should put this Pokemon on Ash's team. You should put this Pokemon on Ash's team. You should put some Pokemon on Ash's team.
You should do this cool thing on
here we go.
Ash's team.
I'm really confused by your canon here. If Ash has been a trainer this whole time, and he's entered every single league in the anime, according to you, how did you accomplish all of that and still have him be only 12? How did that work?
Because that's how the anime works.
Okay, yeah, but the anime is the anime, and it's being retconned specifically so it continues to advertise to the same audience, because the point of the Pokemon anime is to make kids buy the Pokemon games and the Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is completely on the author. If they want to sit here and be like, yeah, so every season of anime is canon, also he's still 12, you're gonna it's on you, the author. Now that you've canonized every season of anime, it is on you, the author, to now come up with how. Because the anime quite literally just says, no, we're just going to ignore it. And you're not going to ask. Is Ash going to catch Team Rocket Meowth?
Shut up. Shut up.
Damn, some dude is making up like 90% of the reviews. Goddamn.
Can't imagine why.
You're surprised.
No, I'm not surprised, but no. I have no face, and I must see. What? What? Hey guys, this my first story. Feedback much appreciated.
No.
6 chapters, 54,000 words, 3 reviews, 5 favorites. Updated over the past month. Not bad. I want to get into this story, but I can't really understand what I'm supposed to be reading. There's no hook in any of these chapters. I'm confused what's going on. I don't understand. What's going on? First chapter confused me. Okay, so basically the entirety of the first chapter is a first-person perspective meta-narrative from the narration of the main character about what's happening. I can see why people would be confused. I know what's going on, and even I'm confused.
Why would people be confused about a story that makes no sense?
Because they only
know.
accepted dollars.
Oh.
My name is Olive Garden, and I am the victim of the worst April Fool's prank. Hey, April Fools! I sent you into another universe!
I mean, listen. Listen.
Get pranked!
I'll take it. Even if I end up somewhere terrible, I'll take it.
Yeah, seconded on that.
I'm sending you to 40k. Get pranked.
Take it.
No.
No,
I'll still
I have a worse fate. I'm sending you to fantasy.
I'll take it.
Fantasy what?
Warhammer
He means
Fantasy.
Warhammer.
Oh.
No, Sneaky. Sneaky, I've
Yeah.
prepared
Enjoy
for
the
you,
shitty HRE.
Sneaky, I have prepared for you the least desirable fate known to man.
What's that?
Edition 1 of D&D.
Oh, God.
That's fair.
Oh,
That's
no.
fair. That's fair. Yeah, I see your edition 1 of D&D, and I raise you, let's see here, in my list of horrors, I'm going to pick, let's see, Stardew Valley.
Lord.
That's terrible.
How is that bad?
Internet doesn't exist. You
It sounds
have...
great.
Okay, but I can live out my fantasy of being a property owner.
Oof.
That's true.
That, you know what, that's fair. I'll give you that
Okay,
one.
Ruby. Have Ruby. There you go.
I'll take Warhammer over Icon. You know what, that's fair as well.
I'll take Warhammer over Berserk too. Fucking Jesus Christ.
What's Icon?
I am sending you both to Brazil.
Again,
Oh, no.
you know what? Given some of the things we've discussed, Brazil is not that bad.
I would take Lustre over Brazil any day.
I think I'd do
You are
alright in Brazil.
condemned to Brazilian berserk.
Oh, God.
I
Oh, no.
condemn you to Brazilian Warhammer.
No, Brazilian
Oh, so
BBC.
Catacan.
Yes.
Also, wait a minute. I just said Lustria.
Yeah. Welcome to the jungles of Lustria, gentlemen.
Sneaky. It's edition 1 of D&D, but you're the only person in the game who has to deal with Thaco. You have to explain to everyone what Thaco is and why you have to deal with it.
You know what? That would actually, if everyone was willing to put up with it, that would actually make for a very funny campaign, where you're a time-displaced warlock from the early days where the rules of reality were different. Not warlock, wizard. From the days where rules of reality were different, and so your spells and everything you do operates off of Thaco and AD&D rules.
Okay,
fuck is
but
Thaco?
hang on a minute. Fireball just got a huge upgrade, bro.
I know. Your health also just got a huge downgrade, bro.
Oh no.
But what do I care? I have the funny fireball back.
Also, everyone has resistance to fire.
Of course they do.
How is that different?
That's fair.
Everyone still has resistance to fire.
Yeah.
In fact, it might even be worse.
Yeah. And right behind acid, fire is one of the most resisted and immune types, right behind necrotic as well.
I
Like,
was gonna say,
how...
I remember, I forget what it was. Someone did like a whole breakdown. The best element is hands down force. Well,
Yeah,
when I say element,
obviously.
like force is hands down the best thing to have because nothing and nobody resists force. I recognize there are very small things. There's a very small number of creatures that are resistant to force, but the list of things that are not resistant to force and are vulnerable to force is much larger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how does just random shit have fire resistance on it for no fucking reason?
Fuck you. That's why. Balance.
Well, I mean, some of it makes a lot of sense, like demons and devils and.
Yeah, okay, I can get that, but I'm talking about humans or a bear in the woods. How does a bear have fire resistance?
Fuck you. That's why we have to balance the game because this is a PvP game, right?
That's fucking stupid.
No, this is a PvP game, so we have to balance it to make sure no one's strong.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be weird. I am 18-year-old university student to finish first year winter semester. Yeah, okay, that checks out. I won't be able to attend last week of class or write exams. Well, I can tell that this guy is not in college because he thinks class happens in the last week.
It depends on where you are. I've had classes that wanted to have things at the last week, and if you weren't there for the very last day to sign your name on a piece of paper, it counted as 40% of your grade, and you were fucked. Because fuck you, that's why.
That is, that's something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
They were literal tyrants at that point. They were just men with
Well,
power.
things hasn't changed, so they tried to get me disbarred from fucking going to university ever again because I didn't cite my notes.
Ah, yes, the plagiarism incident.
Yeah,
I specifically remember being violently upset about that because I was there. Sneaky requested me to read his shit, and I was like, "This is fine."
the dumbest part about the entire thing is the section he said I didn't cite was a picture, and in the picture is the name of the author.
The picture itself came pre-cited.
Yes.
Get fucked. That's trying to get you on a fucking technicality at that point.
Also, it's my notes, so it's not
You
even
don't cite notes.
Exactly. His reasoning was that because I gave him my notes, I was claiming ownership of it, and therefore I was plagiarizing because I didn't cite them.
That's a crock of shit, and he knows it.
When he was the one who asked for my notes, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, here's my notes. Like, and it was only me. It's not like he went to every student and was like, oh, what's your notes? He was like, specifically you, Sneaky, give me your notes. I was like, okay. Sure. And the fucking the plagiarism officer or whatever the fuck that position is, like the person in charge of investigating plagiarism reports, literally got disbarred from the meeting because he wouldn't stop demanding them to shut down the meeting because what I did wasn't plagiarism.
Wow, amazing.
So they kicked him out by majority vote.
My job is to tell you what is and isn't plagiarism. This is not plagiarism.
And who fucking hated you that much to just do that?
Jim.
Genuine question.
Let's not name professors.
Old Jim. No, fuck that guy. He can go die with a fucking
Oh, wait, it
rusty
was
cactus.
Jim?
Yeah, old Jim.
Jim, my brother. Not my actual brother.
He
Wait.
didn't like me because when
Jim that would play the fiddle in class sometimes.
the old guy who was going to retire.
Do you know how little that fucking narrows it down?
Okay, I realize it doesn't narrow it down too much.
Was it the one who would sometimes play the fiddle?
No, I don't think he owned the fiddle. No, I'm talking about the one that had like 42,000 unanswered emails, and he was like one. He was the IT he was the head of IT student resources.
Oh no, this was not the guy I was thinking of. Okay.
Yeah, no, he was in charge of helping all of he was in charge of helping our career paths in college and out of college. And when I went in for interview with him in my second year, he was like, "Well, what do you want to do as IT?" And I was like, "I don't know. Like, what positions are available?" He's like, "So you don't know what you want to do?" I'm like, "No, that's kind of why I came to college, so I could figure that out." "Well, you're just lazy then, aren't you?" Not really.
Well, you're just an asshole then, aren't you?
Just kind of take things as they come, you know? If I needed to he specifically went out of his way to not tell me about certifications.
What?
And this isn't like I didn't know about certifications and I should have known beforehand. I talked to a bunch of other IT kids, and he told them about getting certifications out of college and in college, because the college covers all costs for certifications, for any certification.
Oh, so he was just trying to fuck you over.
He
right
was
from the start.
specifically trying to fuck me over because he didn't like that my approach to life was take things as they come and work out my problems as they come. That I wasn't
Wow.
serious enough.
What an asshole.
Yes.
Champlain had a lot of those.
Yeah. A lot of egotistical little fucks. But yeah, he can get fucked with a rusty cactus. Fucking good old Sagero, whatever the fuck they're called, the giant ones that you see in like westerns.
Dude.
Just shoved right up his asshole.
Damn.
I can pop him like a goddamn roasted pig. But he fucked me over really hard. And because he was basically the head of hiring for IT, if he told another teacher to do something, they did. If they wanted to have a career at the college for IT stuff.
Unfortunate.
So yeah, some random fucko who just got the job that semester, just so conveniently happened to check my notes and realize they were unsighted. Then it was my third time being reported for plagiarism, because my second time I got reported for plagiarism, I emailed my professor and said, "Hey professor, I know I missed the deadline for our mid-project review, but can I just send you my project so you can tell me if I'm on track or not? I don't want a grade for this. I'm taking the 0 anyway. I just want to make sure that my final grade will not be affected by me missing this." "Oh yeah, sure, Sneaky, you can go ahead and send me it." I send her it. She sends me back immediately, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have to write you up for plagiarism." I'm like, "For what? You didn't cite anything." Yeah.
Well, no shit. The citation comes after all that.
I know. I haven't had to cite anything yet. I was just asking for your opinion on this. "Yeah, but it was a grade." "But it wasn't a grade. You agreed it wasn't a grade." "Yeah, but it was a grade previously and you put your name on it." "I didn't, though. You sent it to me with your email. That's putting your name on it."
That sounds like she was trying to intentionally fuck you over.
Oh, absolutely.
Or you had caught her in her bullshit, and then she just wanted to continue doubling down, which actually sounds way more likely.
Either way, it's just like question mark, question mark, question. Now, admittedly, the first time I did plagiarism was absolutely plagiarism, 100%. Not even gonna fucking try and make excuses for that one. Absolutely fucking plagiarism. I just copied Wikipedia and put it into a brochure. 110% plagiarism.
I don't see the problem. If you
I
ask
can-
for a stupid assignment that Wikipedia can cover, you should get a stupid reply. Absolutely cite the Wikipedia, but this is what you fucking asked for.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I did put Wikipedia as a citation, and she's like, you can't just copy the Wikipedia. And I'm just like, well, I didn't. I reworded it all. And she's like, well, that's not good enough. Like, okay. So I was like, yeah,
No, it's
yeah.
arbitrary standards.
It's arbitrary standards, but it's like, yeah, I literally did just only use Wikipedia, and it was just effectively wholesale copy pasting and rewording. So I was like, yeah, it kind of is.
No, again, I don't give a fuck on that. If you ask for a stupid assignment that can be covered by going to Wikipedia, that's your own fucking fault if somebody does it.
Yeah, the assignment was write a travel brochure for a country.
There you go, Wikipedia. Here you
Yeah.
go.
That's what I literally did. I was just like, all right, light overview of history of country. Copy, paste, reword, reorganize, clean up. Next page. Places to visit. Important places of country. Copy, paste, reorganize, make some sort of schedule. Done.
Yep.
But yeah, she was not happy with that. But I took that one. I respected that one. I was like, all right, fine. But no, the other two were complete fucking bullshit, and they weren't happy with me either when they were handing me my punishments for my third one, because fucking Jim was there, and he was like, not so smug now, are you? I'm like, I'm fucking sitting there laughing. He's like, why are you laughing? I was like, well, it's kind of really funny if you think about it, because, you know, Champlain policy is the first time you commit plagiarism, you get no penalties. And the first time I committed plagiarism was the only time I ever committed plagiarism. And every time you say I committed plagiarism after that, I actually committed less and less plagiarism by the definition each time. But you're penalizing me more and more for each lesser plagiarism. It's kind of funny if you think about it.
It's witch hunt.
Yeah, well, it's absolutely witch hunt, but it's like if your first crime ever, right? If your first crime ever, no matter what it was, you didn't get punished for it. And so your first crime ever was murder. And then your second crime, right? Well, this is basically the equivalent of what happened, right? Because like your first crime was murder. So like you literally did the crime. Then your second crime that you are getting punished for was like battery. And then the third crime you're getting punished for, but you're being punished on the level of murder for it, was someone claimed you slapped them. And it's like, it's kind of funny if you think about it. He did not like that example.
No, I imagine not.
Well, I mean, it's not a fantastic example.
It's a great example because he was fucking wrong and he knew it.
Which is why he went so hard after you.
Yep. And they thought they got me.
Stand to be proven wrong.
They thought they got me with that ethics assignment. Fuck them. Anyway, so yeah, this guy gets fucking pranked and sent to the Pokemon universe. I don't know how that works. I don't fucking care how that works, to be honest. My new life as a Pokemon trainer. I won the Battle Frontier, which is apparently, like, basically impossible. So, okay, interesting. And the Grand Festival. Okay, so you're both a trainer and a... what the fuck do they call them?
A hippie?
No, the coordinator. Ember, the OC, and friends are going to the Sinnoh Legion now to compete in the Grand Festival and League there. And joining them is Dawn, a new trainer who tries to become a coordinator, but Team Galactic is evil and they want to destroy the world. Okay, so this is literally. Okay, yeah, Brock is coming along. Okay, so this is literally the anime Pokemon, except my main character, who's cooler and better than Ash, goes on Ash's adventures.
OC
Yeah.
Donut Steel.
And they're even named Ember.
Ember, Ash.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Ha.
You're so funny.
So original and creative.
How many stories is this person? 16 stories.
I'm looking away, but I can still hear it.
Yeah. My new life as a trainer Battle Frontier arc. After winning the Hoenn Grand Festival and the Evergrande Conference, Ember and her friends are off to the Kanto region. My new life as a Pokemon trainer Hoenn arc. After winning the Silver Conference... Bro, really? You literally just won everything?
Obviously.
Ember, Brock, and their new friends, May and Max. Okay, so I was just postulating, just by that chapter summary alone, that this person was doing what I said they were doing, and then they actually were. I know it's like...
not like it's particularly hard to figure it out.
It's not like it was particularly hard to figure it out, but it's kind of like predicting that the raccoon, in fact, did shit in that plastic bin you just opened, and then you open the plastic bin and you're like, yup, there's raccoon shit in there.
Maybe it wasn't that raccoon, but it was certainly a raccoon.
Yeah, and you're just like, damn it fucking stinks. I can't use this bin now. My day is ruined.
It's a trash bin. Why can't you use it if it stinks? Just wash it the fuck out.
I said plastic bin,
Get your
not
little-
trash bin.
Yeah.
Plastic bin. Okay. Get your little Dawn and a fucking water hose and go to town on that bitch. It'll be done.
Or I can pay $5 for a new plastic bin.
That's $5 I can spend on something else.
It is.
In this economy?
Yes.
Yeah, in this economy, that shit's getting washed.
Do you wash shit often?
Sometimes.
You should get that checked out. I hear they make diapers for that now.
Oh, no, not my own, obviously. I don't have that problem.
Oh, you don't wash your own shit often. Okay.
No, I
Oh.
just don't have
I
that
see.
problem.
So he's a brown streak man.
Yeah, he's a brown
No.
streaker, yeah.
Wait a
Eat
minute.
shit.
Wait a minute. Oh God,
eat
Sneaky
shit?
plays Magic the Gathering.
Oh god.
I'm telling Atin to eat shit.
No, I'm not. Whatever you're into, mate.
Yeah, bro, like come on, fucking dude, calm down with your fetishes here.
This is not 2 girls, 1 cup.
Fuck off.
I mean, listen. Nothing will ever be as bad as the time that I saw from a Magic the Gathering tournament.
Yeah.
The actual brown streaks of doom.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You have a poop knife. Yeah. No, well, knowing sign, you know, it's gotta be a little bit thicker than a poop knife, you know. It's more of like a poop. What do they call that? The thing you use for paint, the scrape paint.
Spackle?
Spackle. Yeah, it's a poop
But,
spackle.
yeah, no.
That's
I know what a poop knife is, and no, I don't have one.
He's intimately familiar with poop knife.
No, it's because I actually heard it on the radio and had to look up what it was.
I mean, listen, it's not as bad as did anyone see the unfortunate image that was going around the internet yesterday of a man who was using a gas station pump to pleasure himself?
Excuse you?
I don't tend to look that up, so
Oh no, no,
Oh,
I didn't look this
sorry.
up either. This was deep, horrifying knowledge forced upon me by the
What
internet.
was
No,
he?
I'm glad I
Was he
didn't.
using the part where you put your hand or the nozzle
The nozzle,
with his self?
his rear.
Oh,
You know,
my
if I saw someone doing that, I honest to God probably would have ran up and just pulled the trigger and
yeah.
filled his ass up with gas.
He's
Gas his
already
ass.
Go
getting.
gas that man's ass.
He's already gassing himself at that point because there's residual petrochemical. That's just
Yeah.
unsanitary and dog sick.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes, it is indeed horrifying, which is why I was like, I've received curse knowledge. The only solace I have is to force this knowledge upon others. It won't make it any better for me, but it will make it worse for everyone else.
Ah, yes, a shared misery.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm pound to be an American.
He
When you
said
know you're
proud,
free.
not pound.
I said pound.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, Atin, what the fuck? Why would you shove that up your ass?
Yes,
me.
wow, quite the assertion there.
Yeah.
Except I'm not gay.
Oh, well. From what Rob tells me.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
not an impediment.
Rob's the real objective source here.
Rob, the very objective source from Rob, yes.
Oh, Rob.
It's not gay if you fondle his balls.
Ew.
That
is absolutely gay.
to this day remains the most surreal, like, hour-long.
That was such a fucking wild conversation. Oh, God.
Like
I
I
don't
said,
wanna
it
know.
remains the most surreal, like, hour-long conversation of my life.
I'm sure.
No, I'm good.
I'm sure it does.
Also, Atten, do you have birds over there? I keep hearing birds every time you key up.
No, it'll be me.
Oh, no,
I
no,
got
there's birds outside here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, you shouldn't be able to hear them, but...
No, I
No,
hear
I
them
hear
every
them.
time you key up.
Yeah. There's a trouble brewing in the Hoenn region. Two evil teams, Team Magma, Team Aqua, who want to awaken two legendaries to accomplish their selfish goals. Now, Pokemans belong to Nintendo and Game Freak. Well, to be fair, actually, Team Aqua is like the horseshoe of Team Magma. Not in their goals, but in selfishness. They are literally so selfless, they're willing to commit suicide to give the world back to the Pokemon.
Huh.
Yeah, so Team Magma's goals is we want to raise more land to give more land to people so we can have more people because more people is good.
Yeah.
Team Aqua's goals is to take more land away because that will kill off a lot of people. And, I mean, yeah, it'll kill off a lot of Pokemon too, but there's a lot of Pokemon in the ocean already, and they'll probably evolve eventually to go back onto land or something, but whatever. But a lot of people will die, and that's the important part.
Magma as in volcanoes raising land, and aqua as in flooding the land.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, it's a game for kids. What are you expecting?
Sure.
My favorite part is the leaders of Team Aqua and Team Magma are Team Magma's leader is some rich dude who just went off his fucking rocker one day and decided he was going to just fucking nuke the world with the sun. And Team Aqua's leader was a rich shipping magnate who was like, oh, my best friend just went insane and wants to nuke the world with the sun. Clearly, the best option is to counter him by nuking the world with endless rain.
Okay.
So like
Also-
he so like the. And then the origins of Team Magma, in lore-wise, is the rich dude got and built a little club of his where he invited a bunch of rich wannabe rich scientists, and he funded all of their crazy insane research so he could fulfill his dream. And basically, it started out like an attempt at Illuminati, but then they failed the Illuminati part, and so they just became like a gang. And then Team Aqua started out as a bunch of fucking dock hands for the guy who owned the dock. He was like, we gotta stop these guys, they're trying to fucking kill the docks. And all the dock hands were like, that's bad, stop them. And then they somehow ended upon the plan to make the entire world a dock.
I see.
It's very silly. Let's see. So, anyway, so yeah, my life as a Pokemon trainer, Johto arc. After winning the Orange League. Jesus Christ, seriously? Okay, my new life as a Pokemon trainer, Orange League adventure. After winning the Indigo League. Really? So you never lost ever, period, at all? How do you have 200 people following these stories? Like, damn. Like, damn.
Apparently, there are 200 people who really like to see somebody do Ash, but better.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, I mean,
Zero
can't say anything
tension
about that.
stories
Wow.
make for boring ones. Yeah, exactly. Like, every sign
Well,
story.
no. Fuck off. Slice of life stories don't actually need tension.
No, they don't. Since when did you write Slice of Life?
All the time.
Porn doesn't
Also,
count as
alright,
Slice of Life.
Also, I just want to take a
Sure
moment to say something. I'm glad that everyone else can hear the birds. Those fucking birds are why I have bags under my eyes. Those fucking birds are why I can't fucking sleep in.
Yeah.
Because they think that 4 o'clock in the morning is just the best time to start fucking chirping.
Turn on some white noise like rain through speakers or something and just drown it out.
Yeah.
I have
Aura.
a fan going.
Yeah.
all
Or
time.
like I said, Aura, they literally just started as like a bunch of fucking dockheads, and they're like, "Oh, what's our uniform?" I don't know, just like wear black or something. Like wear a blue bandana. And then the Omega Ruby, Omega Sapphire, Alpha Sapphire, whatever the fuck it was just like, all right, what's our uniforms? Henshin, go!
Henshin go.
Anyway, my new life as a Pokemon trainer, Kanto arc. Isabella Smith was an ignored child in her family. Unfortunately, she died in an accident, but then she reincarnated into Pokemon universe as female Ash Ketchum, named Ember. Literally Ash. Okay.
I'm you, but better. Are you?
Just ignoring the how to train your. I was getting to it. I'm getting to it. Leave me alone. Hiccup's journey. Hiccup is tired of living in Burke, so he and Toothless go on a journey. Along the way, they see new land, meet new people, meet new dragons, and fight new enemies. This is not a Hiccup times Astrid story. all movies and shows belong to their owners, but the OCs belong to me. Again, I don't know why people think that's how that works. The OCs don't belong to you either, buddy. If your OC is, yeah, he's Mickey Mouse's brother, I'm sorry, that OC belongs to Disney.
Unless that OC is named Steamboat Wally, and then you might be able to get away with it.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
But the point being is that if you are going to make an OC in the Pokemon world who trains Pokemon, and he's related to Pokemon characters, then he's not your OC, because every facet of this character relies on a property you don't own.
Well, also that property does not own the character either. It's a weird. It is a copyright thing, and it falls in line with the what is it? Fair use.
Right.
I think.
But the thing here is that you don't own the OC, because if they told you to stop writing Pokemon stories, you wouldn't be able to continue writing about your OC.
Well, no. If you're not doing it for profit, they can't do that. One.
Actually, they
Two,
can.
Disney can try, or Nintendo can certainly try. But no, all right, it falls into the same rules as when somebody makes a new fucking like Marvel or DC character, right?
Right.
So until they get officially published, like Dark Horse, Sandman, right?
Right.
Sandman existed in the same universe, but it was published by Dark Horse.
Right.
So while they did acknowledge that yes, it was in the same universe, technically this is a case of Sandman is my OC Donut Steel character, and it is mine, even though it's in your universe.
Right, but that's because that has more to do with how comic book rights work, less to do with the actual concerning stuff. Because, like,
I mean,
if they told
technically
him,
it is published fan fiction at that point.
yes, it is published fan fiction, and they more or less likely had to do some sort of blessing from DC to publish it in the first place.
Wait, which Sandman are you talking about?
The Dark Horse one.
The Dark Horse one with, the Endless.
Oh, no, that wasn't... Okay, that wasn't fan fiction. That was an official, like, allowed project. Like,
That's
Yeah,
what
but
we're saying
technically
is it's basically fan fiction.
Yeah, it's basically fan fiction until you get the official, all the stamps. It's okay. All the legal shit done.
It's I consider it fan fiction in the same way I consider the fully legal, published by the same publisher spin-off of DxD. I consider that fan fiction as well, because it's not by the original author. But that again narrows it down, because DxD has only one author, unlike DC, which has many authors, which does make a difference in this case, because DC is more of a property of the publishing company that can lease the rights to create characters for that universe.
Also, until DC Detective Comics actually picked it up and started publishing it themselves while it was under Dark Horse, that's still technically official fan fiction. It is fan fiction, yes,
but it is official.
It has the stamp of approval. It's official.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, more along the lines of that. But in the case of, say Dark Horse tried to publish Sandman, and they had a bunch of DC characters in it, and the characters' powers were based on like some sort of DC universe specific patented, magic system or something.
The Speed Force.
Right, Speed Force. And then DC came and said, hey, you can't use DC stuff. Okay, well, your character doesn't have powers anymore. It's not taking place in that world anymore. So, yes, he'll still maybe have his parents or whatever, but it won't be taking place in the city it's taking place in. He won't have the powers that he has. Basically, you have to change every
Well-
facet of the character to no longer be attached to DC.
That's where the 25% rule comes in. You've heard of Invincible, right?
No, I'm aware, but what I'm saying is specifically if your character has the Speed Force,
Yeah.
and DC says no, you can't use the Speed Force, you have to stop using the Speed Force. Yes, you can rename it to the
The Fast
Motive,
Force.
or the Energy through life, or
The
some shit.
It's the
methamphetamine.
Fast Force.
The Fast
Or
Force.
meth,
Well,
yes.
that might be too on the nose, but you get my point, though. Yes,
Go
you can
fast.
still make your character be the go fast character. You just can't use the word Speed Force. But that's my point, though, is you don't own that OC until you change it to be not part of their property.
But because you created it, they also don't own it. It's
Yes.
kind of in a fucking limbo.
Right, but you don't
It's a
own
legal
the
gray
OC.
area.
But that's what I'm saying here is that's why I'm irritated by people being like, oh, well, Ruby owns, Rooster Teeth owns Ruby, but I own all of my Hunter characters that I created for Ruby. It's like, no, you don't. No one does. Because those characters can only exist because their entire existence is based on a property you don't own. And until you switch away from that property, and even if it's just a clone, and make it 25% different, you still don't own those OCs. And literally anyone, this has been actually proven, I can't cite the court case, but this was done. I remember a fucking whole kerfuffle about it on the internet a long time ago, like 8 years or something ago. Someone published some stuff. It got smashed down as too derivative of already existing work, and someone else took that and then republished it with enough differences to be considered its own work, and they were like, wait a second, no, you can't do that, I own it. And they're like, yeah, but I put the patents in for it and the copyrights in for it.
Yeah, I think I heard of that one.
Yeah.
Also, there's the Pal World thing.
Well, yes, there's the Pal World thing.
Well,
and-
no, okay, so, technically speaking, anything you create, even if it is a derivative work, you do own the copyright for.
That's only if you're under a company.
No.
Yeah.
You technically
No.
are a company yourself. You have an LLC under your name. Even if you don't claim it, you can, in fact, all you have to do is claim it on taxes. If
Yes.
that.
Yeah, you would have to claim it. Like that's yeah. Someone sharing, and this literally has happened. So I'm going to use an actual example. I'm not going to say any names. Someone had a thesis and a full-on thesis, right? And they shared it with their professor, who was their student guide, to check over
Professor stole it.
and refine it. Yes. And they shared it with the professor before they copyrighted it and content claimed it. And the professor content claimed it and published it under their name.
Yeah, but with that, you can always take it to court and go, hey, look, I have the original documents. I have
Doesn't matter.
all of the timestamps.
Doesn't matter.
This is mine, and he stole it.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't
does
matter.
if you take it to court.
Doesn't matter. No, literally, it wouldn't work. Legally, he was the one that submitted the copyright for it.
But I have all the documentation that proves I own it. It's mine.
But you don't actually. All you have is documentation.
This proves I made it.
Nope.
No, Sneaky. I don't know what court cases you're referencing, but I can tell you from a legal perspective, when you make something, you have a copyright to it, even without placing that copyright into the Copyright Office. You have a copyright.
Yeah, it's a temporary thing to specifically to protect creators from exactly the situation you're talking about, predatory bullshit.
Yep, and what I'm telling you is when I was talking to them about it, and I was like, why can't you just go to the court over it? and they explained to me that they can't go to court over it because they were the ones that submitted all of the documentation for it before they could, and they didn't know they had to do it before then. And yeah, he might lose his job over it, but he won't lose the accreditation. And he also wouldn't lose his job permanently. Someone else would just hire him.
Wow.
And it was a very common thing that happens in those circles.
That's when somebody gets taken out back and beaten.
Yeah, but that's not how that works.
Yeah. And what I was told, it was a very common thing in those circles for that sort of shit to happen. And because basically your entire ability to gain funding is based off of your ability to produce theses that can acquire funding. And the more times you gain funding within a certain period of time, the easier it is to gain funding. So it's very frequent where people will try and basically steal other people's research to create a thesis, or even wholesale, in this case, steal a thesis to present it as their own work. And it didn't matter.
It is very much common in the academic world.
And basically, I was told, Atin, is it didn't matter what the dates on the documents were, because those can actually be edited and forged. What matters is who presents it first.
That's when somebody gets taken out back and beaten.
Yeah, we heard that the first time. Look, all I can say is I know
want
from
to reiterate it.
again, I can't comment on academic stuff, right? I won't comment on
I'm
academic
commenting
stuff.
on academic stuff.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, that's academia, though. That's not actual legal copyright office stuff.
Right, but
that's
my
academia.
point is I actually also don't remember the outcome of that suit about the content that got knocked down and then claimed by someone else. But as far as I'm aware, from what I understood, is that the content isn't considered owned by you until it makes a public display. Until you publicly, like, if you post that content on your blog and then someone comes along and tries to claim it as theirs later on, you can point to your blog and say, no, look, see, I posted it publicly first. I'm the one that came up with it. Because then there's a public record of you having that content.
I would say it doesn't even necessarily have to be public. Like, let's say I, random chuckle fuck author 32, send my manuscript in blind to a publishing house, right?
Right.
And I have the files on my computer.
Oh, right. No. In that case, no, the publishing house wouldn't be able to rip you off and say, oh, no, well, no, we're publishing this without crediting you. No. Because you would have record of sending them those files.
Yeah, but even without sending them, right? Even if I sent them a physical copy of the book, and like that was my only physical copy, but if I could show like rough draft notes,
right?
Or something,
But like that was literally a issue back in the day, and so there's actually laws around publishing houses being sent stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, there are.
There is far less laws about you showing me your idea for a game and then me taking that idea and getting the copyrights and trademarks for it and then claiming it as mine. There's far less laws concerning that. It more just comes down to be careful who you trust in that case, unfortunately. Yeah, Nintendo would throw enough money at you that it wouldn't even matter whether they're right or wrong.
Yeah, that's how Nintendo do.
Yeah.
I mean, that
do
has a lot more to
lawfare.
do with where. Okay, that's the thing. That has a lot more to do with where you are in a court of law. Like, genuinely, for as shitty as things can be in the U.S., sometimes we do actually have.
Japanese law is all kinds of fucked.
Yeah, Japanese law is all
yeah.
kinds of fuck, but the U.S. does actually have fairly robust copyright protection.
Yeah, it's because we wanted to encourage people to invent stuff here. You know, back in the day, when we still
Once upon a
believed in
time.
capitalism. But yeah, so I will make my legally distinct Ruby, and I will post it, and Max will animate it, and we'll make millions.
Based. I'll do the storyboards.
No, we don't want it to be horny.
It will be horny.
There'll be too
promise.
much horny.
Much. There might be a little horny. But not too
Kagome
much.
Uzumaki Inuyasha Naruto crossover.
Shut your
Whee!
poor mouth.
Yeah.
Oh god, when did they 2016? 5 chapters a year?
That's pretty bad.
2,000 words each. 5 chapters a year. 10,000 words a year. Can you imagine getting 10,000 words a year for something as complicated as a Naruto Inuyasha crossover?
I do over 10. I do 15,000 words a week.
I know, that's my point.
That's ugh.
Yeah, exactly. Even I, who haven't published in like a fucking year or two at this point, even I still have a better publishing to word count rate than that. The Heroes of Paris, A Miraculous Tale. Okay. Naruto Uzumaki's Crazy Adventure. Naruto runs out of Konoha to escape the sexual abuse of the cruelty of the villagers. Follow Naruto as he makes a new family in the shonen era of Japan. Okay.
That's fucking dumb.
A pure shinobi, Kagome thought her and Inuyasha would be together after the fall of Naraku. Naraku!
Ooh.
Naraku.
But she catches him with another woman. She soon encounters Mikodori, who then gives her a choice. Defeat the Akatsuki or stay in the feudal era? Which one will Kagome choose? Kagome versus the Akatsuki?
Huh?
Huh?
That's fucking dumb. Like instant loss. Not even a 2 coma, just a 1 coma.
Does that mean you've written stuff but not published it over the last while? Well, yes, it does, but, no, Undying Scarab's like 120k words now or something? Hold on, let me... Okay, that one's actually good news. Yeah, okay, Undying Scarab's 180k words, guys. Over the past divided by the past 4 years, that's about like 45k words a year. Which is...
That's kind of terrible.
Well, no, it's effectively a short story a year. Which is a perfectly acceptable rate. Or it's a book every 2 years, which is, again, a perfectly acceptable rate.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
But then if you combine that with the Tanya story, fucking hell, what are we? Agree. I must be logged in to look at an author's profile? Really?
Oh, on
Fucking...
FFN?
No, on Space Battles.
I was about to say.
Yeah. Did we, Again, you know, fucking, like, going back, I am 110% still behind every chapter we wrote here. The last real chapter we posted was fucking 2022. That's fucking rip. That's big rippus. That's the biggest of rippus. Fucking it's been rough, gentlemen.
So post a new chapter on April Fools.
That's what I was gonna fucking do last time, but then I was actually genuinely gonna finish the fucking chapter when we were gonna post it on April Fools. I was all ready to do that, and then I had 4 people of my 12-person team at work call out for like 3 weeks straight.
Oof.
And so I just had no time to work. And Hell came with her Tanya. And the Tanya story is 30k words. So that's 210k words, and then combined with Scorched Earth, Shattered Steel, which I believe is fairly long in of itself. 74k words, and that was originally posted in 2015. So about 300k words over the course of the past 10 years, which comes out to around 30,000 words a year, which is still better than this guy. 3 times better, in fact. Even at my worst, even with major gaps in between me publishing stories. Still better. Again, Scorched Earth is another one I 100% stand behind. It's crazy to think about, though, that it's only 80k words. And that fucking... somehow the goddamn Taylor story is somehow nearly 200k words. And somehow we've written 40k words of Tanya.
Sometimes that just happens.
Would you guys read a story where a young fantasy dragon realizes that modern-day video content creators, streamers can make gold, seemingly by doing nothing, and discovering all of the different nuances and complexities of the trying to build a money pile by streaming, like sponsorships, taxes, and clout sharks?
No, because here's the problem. People have already written stories where dragons go, wait a minute, I can make money by not being a dragon. If I do things like guard the village instead of burning it down, they'll pay me money. And I don't have to do anything 99% of the time.
Yeah.
That already exists.
On the other hand, Dragon Girl streamer, yes.
See, that's the thing, though, is right. I can find Dragon Girl streamer mildly amusing.
Yeah, mildly. I mean, it's good for 10 minutes and a chuckle.
Yeah. I'm not sure about trying to make the plot be about taxes and sponsorships and political maneuvering.
I mean, you're basically talking about Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, but they're all streamers and have to deal with streamer bullshit.
Oh god, that'd be 3,000 times worse than Miss Kobayashi's Dragon
Yes.
Mage.
Yes.
Sign writes notes for Sono Waifu Doll.
That's a lie. I'm not actually writing that one anymore. Unless someone specific.
No one will
pays for
ever
more,
pay
but
you
no.
to write that again.
The original commissioner will.
Even after 2 years of not delivering a single baby to him?
Yes.
Amazing.
Because I was delivering his other stuff.
That's fair.
He's the one who wanted Runius.
Oh, that makes sense. I'll save Royal Road for Friday. You do that, buddy. You do that.
Yeah, just stockpile them.
But, I mean, yeah, no, it's just like... I don't... like, how do you really make taxes into an arc? You can't. Like, you can maybe make it an ongoing joke of like, oh yeah, I made $10,000 this stream, $7,000, seven. Why? Taxes. Curse you, IRS.
Alternately, just have the IRS show up and it's like OSHA walking in the door. Oh shit, it's the IRS. Everyone manning the guns and emplacements.
Anyway, I'm getting
Yeah,
dinner.
like I said, like I'm not really sure how you could really play it out in an original and interesting way. Cause it's like, okay, so like they ignore taxes. Like, oh, I made 100K this year. Did you pay your taxes? What are taxes?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
so
here's
you
the
have to
problem.
give the
Oh,
government
the
your
dragon
money.
doesn't want to pay taxes. Oh, so interesting, so very original. The dragon doesn't want to pay taxes. Taxes bad. Yes, dragon's base. Taxes bad. You're not new.
Well, it's not just that. It's like, oh, I don't want to pay them. Oh, the IRS is gonna send someone. Oh, well, they whatever. I don't care who they send. So then the ultimate outcome of this tax arc, mini tax arc, if you will, effectively turns into you play along with the joke, and the IRS sends a knight with like IRS stamped on the breastplate or something. Or the IRS, sends a normal person who's like, pay your taxes, and they're like, I'm a dragon, fuck you. And they're like, okay, well, we also have dragons. What do you mean? Blows whistle, a dragon fucking swooping down with like IRS bling on them is like, all right, I'm gonna take your gold, it's mine now.
Yeah, the dragon's like, I will take all of your gold, and then the IRS will collect their taxes from me.
Yeah.
Don't worry, citizens. I have saved you
Anyway,
from the IRS.
later.
And then because the story has to continue, well, if you make that the end of your story, I guess they can be defeated and they give up on being a streamer. But if your story is going to continue, they ultimately have to triumph over the knight or the dragon, and then it comes down to, again, then it comes down to, I guess they have to fight the IRS still, because the IRS isn't going to stop just because you defeated the knight, unless you're going to pull out some really parody dumb bullshit of like, you have defeated the knight, you've now become eligible for the defeated knight tax benefit break.
No, wait. You defeated the knight, therefore you don't have to pay this year's taxes, but we'll see you next year with another knight.
With 2 knights.
With 2 knights, yes.
I mean,
Well
like,
fought, knave. You don't have to pay taxes this year. We will be back next year, though.
yeah, I mean, like, you could play it as a joke, and I guess it would be funny, like, the first time, and, I mean, you would have to keep the joke running, though, which, I mean, if the series is going long enough, I guess you have to have 2 knights or 3 knights show up next time, and then...
You just do it as a once yearly thing.
Yeah, it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's got the potential for a decent running gag, but at the same time, it's kind of just like, if it doesn't land, it becomes awful.
Yeah.
It doubles every year. Yeah, it doubles every year too.
Of course it doubles
64
every year.
nights.
They're trying to recoup the taxes they lost the year previously, so they're doubling the number of knights they send.
And doubling the amount of taxes they take.
Until, of course, they run out of knights eventually.
They can't run out of knights. They're the IRS.
Well, they just got 80,000 new knights, so
Yeah.
it might take them a while to run out.
We just spent 80 billion for 80,000 more knights. It's like a
$80 billion
Jehovah's
of
Witness
your
visit.
tax money.
Yeah. Did you
What
know
was the actual thing?
it was $80 billion for the IRS, and they've only recovered 200 million.
Yeah, they recovered 200 million from the rich people, so now they're gonna turn them around and send them after literally everyone else to recoup the rest of the
Yeah,
money.
somehow I feel like they're not gonna recoup $79 billion. It's just something's just telling me that's not gonna happen.
They'll be raiding the fucking mattress for grandma's
They'll be
savings at this
punching
point.
children for their piggy banks at that point.
Turning people upside down and shaking them to get the coins out of their pockets.
Yeah.
We're just going full cartoon bullshit with this.
But yeah, like, it's like, how much can you really? I think streamer is just the worst way to do that trope in general. Because at least with like, guarding the village, you can still have events happen to the village that would require the dragon to do something, and you could effectively get your monster a day out of that. And I use monster a day as the trope, not as a literal monster every single episode. But like with a streamer, it's like you obviously have to skip their streamer content, right? Because unless you're gonna make the entire chapter about them doing a stream, you have to skip the streamer content.
I have seen people do that.
I'm aware, I've seen those stories, and it's a really 50-50, because it's like, if the stream jokes don't hit, it kills the fucking story.
Even if they do hit, it's still not something I want to watch. I don't like most streamers, like 90% of them. I have a few I'll actually watch occasional clips of, but that's about it.
Yeah. No, OnlyFans model is worse. No, I think that would actually be kind of funny. I think a dragon doing OnlyFans would actually be kind of funny.
Wait, you mean I have to pay taxes for showing my booba? Oh, now.
Yeah, I just feel like streamer is like the worst model, because it's already extremely niche. It can't be parodied. Like OnlyFans, you can 100% parody. Like even normies know about OnlyFans, and it's easily parodyable. But like if you go streaming to a normie, they're either gonna be like, oh yeah, streaming like Hassan, or oh yeah, streaming like VTubers.
Asmongold.
Or yeah, streaming like Asmongold, streaming like Tectone. Like, these are all wildly different types of streamers. Like, even though they're all like,
Yep.
even though Tectone, Hassan, and Asmongold are still reaction content guys, they have wildly different ways of streaming, in my
You
opinion.
mean streaming like Tim Pool?
Yeah, streaming like Tim Pool. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
So, like, streaming doesn't have, like, a collective understanding like OnlyFans does, or like Pornhub does.
Oh, yeah, that's because those two things can be summed up as official porn and amateur porn.
Which one's which? But yeah. Yeah, my point, though, is technically it's not amateur porn, though, because they are being paid for it.
Yes, but you're not technically published by a big publisher, and you're not actually that popular.
Yes, but the definition of amateur: one who engages in art, science, study, of athletic activities as a pastime rather than a profession, who does not accept money.
Well, okay, I guess by technical definition. Oh, Killionaire, mine's actually professional.
Yeah, no, he's a
I make
professional. He
money from
accepts
that.
money for it, yeah.
I had to pay taxes on it. It's fucking professional. I had to file an LLC for my taxes. It's
Yep.
professional.
Yeah, I mean, this basically comes down to the the colloquial understanding, where people consider amateur work to be not big business published, even though amateur work is actually hobbyist work.
Yeah, that's fair.
And what people call amateur work is usually professional work, but it's being published either by the person making it or by an indie company.
Yeah, self-published or indie.
But people call that amateur work because they don't understand what amateur means, and they think professional means like, fucking lights, camera, action, stage.
Well, remember we just had what was it? Ubisoft claim they had a how many
Quadruple A.
game,
Quadruple
quadruple A game. That's absolute dog shit. And then you have these quote unquote amateur indie studios
Yeah.
making shit that just blows it out of the water.
Right, I know, but my point is that when people say professional, they're thinking like CNN, not Tim Pool.
Yeah.
Even though Tim Pool
well,
is professional by the
Tim Pool makes
definition.
a lot of money off of that and has his own business off of it. So
Yeah, I know.
he's professional at this point.
Right, but like even like Six Hexenhammer is considered professional streamer because he is being paid for his streams.
Honestly, I would kind of want to say to qualify as a professional, you have to make the majority of your money off of that. But people like Sticks and Tim still, they actually probably do make their money off of that.
He does.
I know Tim does.
Yeah, Sticks does as well. Yeah, no. I would agree with you because I mean, like even hobbyists can make money off of selling their hobby like on the side, because that's literally what the term on the side is.
Yes.
But yeah, no. But I was talking more about as a main profession, as like this is what I wake up in the morning and then do for the next 8 hours.
Yeah, if you devote all your time to that, it has stopped being a hobby and started being a profession by the literal definition.
But yeah, so people just get those words mixed up because people are stupid. But yeah, like I said, I don't think streaming will. I feel like it's the worst occupation. Like a good example is of a good way to use that trope is because the Cancol story. Fucking hell was it? Whoa. Fucking hell. What was it called? All work and no play, and Abyssal's trials in the job market, where it's an abyssal ship, literally, going out, landing on the West Coast, and trying to get a normal job as a air quote normal person.
That sounds kind of dumb.
Yeah, but it's very cute and funny. Because they're an abyssal. AKA a living ship girl manifestation of hatred. I wish it would update quicker. Yeah, well, there's a reason why I stopped reading.
An abyssal update rate.
Yeah. Yeah. But like that's an example of the trope done well, where it's like it's funny because it's basically the equivalent of Superman not knowing anything about how an Earth economy works, and he like sees people walking around in suits, so he goes and like robs the store at night to get a suit, and then he starts walking around in suits, and then he sees people going into these buildings, and he's like, oh shit, am I supposed to also go in the buildings too? And so he goes in the building, and he's like looking around trying to figure out what he's supposed to do next, and then he sees people like lining up to buy things, and he's like, okay, so that's how people get stuff. Okay, so how do I get the stuff that people are handing over to get stuff? And then he sees, like, the people working, and he's like, okay, so I need to do that to get the stuff, to hand over to get the stuff that I want. Okay. That's sort of funny, because you are sitting there knowing the whole time that he's fucking Superman, and if he wanted to take something, literally no one would be able to stop him.
So it's fair.
And so it's really funny watching Superman try and do retail work and have someone like scream and shout at them and insult them and berate them for doing a bad job at it. Where it's like, you realize...
And then later, cue the end of the chapter, Superman flying by and lasering their building.
Well, yes, but no, because she doesn't do that because she's trying to stay undercover. But like the ongoing,
She doesn't secretly fire
no,
a missile into their building.
no. She's job hopping. Like she tried when I was reading it, she was trying to be a construction worker because she was like, oh, these people just walk around and lift stuff they're told to lift and move it to somewhere else. I can do that. Except she doesn't really understand anything. So she basically came off as this really stupid person that was able to lift way more than they should have. And the construction company was looking at her like, she's probably a ship girl going AWOL.
She's got that retard strength.
But we don't need a forklift to lift those pallets. She can. That saves us $12,000 a day.
Yeah, let's just keep her around.
Yeah, and then ultimately failed because rebar fell on her and they were like, oh, well, we can't pretend we didn't see anything now.
Oh no.
Oh no. Anyway.
Yeah, so she had to leave, and yeah, that's literally where I stopped reading, and I remember some other stuff, and yeah, the burger flipping failed because of Karen. Okay, yeah, I remember some jokes about the Warhammer Army and stuff like that, and like I'm sure it's gonna be good down the line when it updates more, and I'll just let it build up a couple more years worth of chapters. But you know.
A couple more years worth of chapters. Jesus.
Yes, a couple more years worth of chapters. What's going on here? We are sitting here talking about fan fiction writing and why most authors get fan fiction wrong and poorly and what they can do to improve it.
Which generally boils down to stop writing.
I mean, some people just aren't cut out to be authors. Some people just aren't cut out to be skateboarders. Some people just aren't cut out to be woodworkers. You know, not every hobby is for everyone. Some people just don't have that innate spark that lets them pull it off. And don't get me wrong, if you want to get on the skateboard and fall every time, you do you. I am still going to sit here and say maybe you should stop harming yourself.
Some people are also sub-80 IQ morons who can't imagine an apple, let alone rotate it, don't have an inner monologue, and wouldn't know a plot if it bit them in the ass.
Also called children. I mean,
I've seen children with better
okay, I mean, like, I can't really even use that excuse anymore because most of fanfiction.net, hell, even Space Battles, Sufficient Velocity, Questionable Questing, all the other fanfiction websites, like, I don't see a lot of kids anymore posting it. You know, whenever I go to author pages, I see a lot of like 20, nearly 20, and 20-plussers. Usually 30-year-olds posting it. I don't see a lot of kids posting it these days anymore.
We're back to the Zoomer and Gen Alpha problem of them just not reading.
Hold on, I have a great fanfic idea. Can you hear me out? Go for it, man. Do it. Just slam it out.
Is that on the stream?
Yeah, it's on the stream. They're on the YouTube comment section.
Okay, yeah, because I can't see it.
The struggles with slow updates and familiars with evil. Yeah. I mean that's the other thing, right? You know, it's one thing to be like a hobbyist artist, right? Because most drawings are not connected to each other, right? So you making one Samus art piece as a, you know, amateur, I just started out artist isn't really going to change anything. It's not going to like affect people. They're not going to be like desperately waiting for the next chapter, the next picture of Samus from you, right? I mean, the flip side of that is webcomics. I mean, I'm sure everyone here can
The
name
fucking webtoons.
can name one webcomic started by someone who didn't really know what they were doing and went for a little bit and then died, but you really liked it.
Yeah,
And
Surf World. I miss Surf World.
yeah, it's just like and everyone's got one, and that's basically the art version of fan fiction. Of I really wish you waited until you were better, more knowledgeable, etc. before posting this, because you have now posted something that is telling a story to the world, and you're doing it poorly. You're not doing it justice. You're not doing your idea in a way that is reflecting well on you, I guess is the best way to put it. And I mean, it's why I've said before, I'm saying it for your sake. I don't know. Kuno. I've said this before, but I don't think people should stop writing. I think people should write more, in fact. If they really do want to write, I think people should write more, but they shouldn't post it. It should remain in the realms of being put on mommy's refrigerator, effectively. Until they're confident to come to the public with something. And I'm not expecting masterpieces. I never do. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again forever. I don't expect masterpieces. I don't expect high quality work. I expect consistency. I expect coherency. It's hard to explain. Can I join the call? Sorry, my man. That is an exclusive club due to the dangers. You see.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have to vet you. And that vetting process takes months. But as I was saying, I when you post things publicly, it's the same as if it's the same sort of scenario of you learning to skate in your driveway and you skating in a street with cars on it in the public. It's great that you want to learn how to skate, but don't do it publicly.
And if you do, God help you, be prepared to
Right.
be ragdolled.
Exactly. And I think due to the digital nature, a lot of people have lost that connection of the fact that they're posting something publicly. Because of because of fucking Facebook and Twitter and shit, it's basically like inculcated a cognito hazard, effectively, of luring people into posting everything publicly, and so they don't realize what they're doing when they post something publicly.
No, I'll counter that. They do, in fact, realize what they're doing. And they want to be looked at for attention one way or the other. Either applauded for doing something awesome or, haha, I trolled you levels of dumb shit. Like Jackass.
I would say some people. I would say a vast majority of the people we find on these websites writing these fanfics are just kind of like posting their fanfics because like they wrote it and they want everyone to see it.
I want kudos, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes, obviously they're doing it for the gold stars from random internet people, but it's more... Yes, they're doing it for attention, but they haven't really connected the fact that it is now a public existence. In so much as, it'd be like drawing Sonic Chew going out and like handing out flyers of it to random people and then getting angry at those random people when they don't want the flyer or they like toss the flyer the second they get handed it. Right?
It's a bit different because there's a level of separation, a level of anonymity. Like,
right. That's what I'm
when I
saying though
essentially-
is that that's what people have lost in that connection.
Yeah, like when I write, I intentionally separate my identity as an author from my identity as a person, because if I ever was found out that I write
Sure.
by a business, I'd never get hired again.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously. I mean, it's the same thing that goes for a lot of art. I've seen a lot of artists who are like, yeah, hey guys, so my art's kind of, not exactly work appropriate, so I'm going to be shutting down my art channel because I am trying to get hired right now by some companies and I don't want that connection reaching back to what I've posted here. It's like, all right, I get you,
That's why you should have kept us separated from to begin with.
Right, well, I mean, it is separated, and that's why they're able to shut it down so easily and still apply for art jobs, because they have a portfolio of normal art. They just don't want the off chance of someone being like, hey, I've seen that before. I've seen that art style
Or, hey,
before.
wait, I recognize that style.
Yeah. So there's that sort of thing going on, right? And I feel the anonymous nature has really dulled people's realization that what they're doing is they are going into the town square and declaring to everyone in the town square their idea.
Well, if they've forgotten that, then that's not the morons.
Well, but like I said, I can understand that why. I mean, at first it was because they're kids, and kids never think, of the big picture. And then they're teenagers.
Mean, you said that wrong. They don't think.
Yes, that's fair.
Yes.
And then there's teenagers who only think about themselves, and they want everyone to know how cool they are, because you see, they wrote a story where you're the soy jack and they're the Chad. So they don't really... Again, they don't really connect the fact that they are publicly declaring their idea out into the public, because they're taking pride in that idea, because it makes them look cool in their internal monologue. And then you have the adults who can't connect it because either they grew up as teenagers and kids who were always doing this via Facebook and Twitter, or they were always doing this doing from fanfiction, right? Because they never really broke the habit, and they never really had the intelligence or the time or the wherewithal to realize what they've been doing this whole time. And so they end up being a balding 30-something posting on Twitter about studying children's bodies.
Ugh. Which, all that shit is so wild to me, because I grew up in the Wild West days of the internet, where it's like, no, you don't bareback the internet. You always have a pseudonym or a handle ready.
Yeah.
You take all the precautions. You never give out your personal information, ever, for any reason whatsoever. And so on and so forth. And all of these people now, it's just like, man, if I wanted to steal your identity, I wouldn't even have to try. You've got all your shit posted to Facebook.
Right, exactly.
Where I can see it.
Okay, so Kuno says a character goes to a party and takes a drug. The drug is called angel dust, and it affects the brain. Angel dust affects brain's perception. In the character's case, it creates a filter that blocks... It alters the filter that blocks out the spirit world. I mean, I've seen, like...
That sounds familiar.
5 movies, 20 books, 3 games at least, based on this idea.
John dies at the end. That is literally the plot of John dies at the end.
Oh yeah, so it is. This allows them to see things like character B, who exists in the realm beyond perception. Character A enters another dimension that was always there, just out of view. The two characters maybe sort of like fall in love, maybe it's a tragic love, and the constant use of the drug kills character A. I mean, it's a very tried and true trope. Not super popular because of the more depressive ending. Depressive endings usually don't really sell the big numbers, so it's not really done too often. Depressive endings also tend to not be able to create a sequel out of it as well. So
Maybe, take that ending where he dies in Dimension A, but the other part of him that was in Dimension B lives on, and bam, there you go. You've got your sequel bait right there.
Oh, I mean, yes, but no, because Dimension B is labeled as the spirit world or some sort of, death world or like the alternate reality or something. It's kind of like, it would lose its genre if you made a sequel.
It would go all
Yeah.
to the spirit world. You would never get anything back in the normal world.
Yeah.
Because he has nobody to go back to.
Depressive endings is what I live for. Sequel bait, I love that. I mean, sequel bait's a classic phrasing. This is like tried and true analysis technique stuff. Depressive endings, I mean,
I hate them.
they're sort of like a waste of time. That's why a lot of people hate them, because they're a waste of time. Depressive endings can seem cool or interesting simply because they are exotic and that they're not done too often, specifically because of all the previously outlined things about it. It's hard for the human brain to care about a character if they're told the character is going to die at the end.
And if they're not told the character is going to die at the end, and we get to the end, we get angry. You made me read or watch or get involved in all of that, only to kill off the character, you motherfucker. Eat a dick.
Yeah. Do we read the mangas? Yes, we do read the mangas. All of them are probably older than you. Yeah,
Did we get someone who's younger than the Brazilian?
Well, I mean, if we're judging by if I'm judging by the thumbnail on their little avatar there, probably.
What's the thumbnail of?
It looks like this. Let me see if I can't.
Screenshot.
Yeah. I don't know if that's like
Who the fuck is that supposed
BTS
to be?
or them or if this is a real picture. Opinion on Berserk. Berserk. A hot guy.
I haven't actually read it.
BTS.
I've heard it sounds good, but I haven't actually read it. I've also heard it's depressing as fuck.
I was never able to finish Berserk up until the point where it stopped updating. Simply because it didn't leave me with a lot of motivation to read it.
I will say Berserk is very... Either you love it or you hate it.
Berserk has a lot of moments where it's like, bad thing is now going to happen, and you're like, okay, and the bad thing is going to happen now. It's like, oh, okay, well, you just have bad thing. Another bad thing is going to happen now. It's like, okay.
The hits just keep coming.
Can I take a wild guess what happens next? Is it bad thing? Yeah, how'd you know?
I mean, the point of it is supposed to be like fighting in the face of adversity, but then there's just like points where it's just like the adversity has gone a little far at this point.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of gone full circle, and we're now just silly land.
Let the man have a fucking rest sometimes.
We're all fucking clowns now. I would say, from a literary perspective, Berserk definitely fails as a narrative, because it doesn't have a moment where the tension stops ramping up. And it does just reach a point where the tension disappears because there's so much tension. And it's just not interesting anymore because there's never been like a lull where we just get to enjoy the character and the world and we get to find out more things about them, not in the heat of the moment.
You have to have highs and lows,
Yeah, exactly. And
peaks and valleys.
Berserk doesn't really have valleys. Berserk just has peaks and then more peaks.
Berserk is an exponential curve upwards.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a little tiny little itty bitty dips, but like, not enough to matter.
It's not as grim derp as Worm, no. Remember, the ending to Worm is, and everyone's going to die anyway, get fucked.
That's true. Oh, that's fair. No, that's fair. Worm is worse. I'll give Worm that. Yeah, Worm is worse.
And then Ward turns around and goes, and then it got worse. Get fucked.
Has
All the
anyone
things you
read
love.
the story
No.
Oyasumi Pun Pun? Never heard of it.
I'm sorry, what? Oyasumi what?
Pun Pun.
No,
never heard of it. I honestly, I've stopped reading manga, more or less.
Well, that's frightening.
I mean, the thing is, right? I don't have the money to buy official releases, and the stuff that is cool has like 5 chapters out for it, and the unofficial fan releases is going at the speed of like 1 chapter every 6 months. And it's like, great, I'm glad it's getting a release, but I'm gonna have to literally wait a decade for me to follow the story. Pun Pun looks like ass. I don't know what it is. Like ass is in like literal ass, or ass is in like crap?
No, the animation or the manga kind of looks, the drawing style is crappy.
So it's probably like a small time mangaka.
Maybe? I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I can see. All right. So he does backgrounds really, really well. He just has issues with faces specifically.
A lot of people
Like,
do.
Everything from the neck down is fine. And then you get to the face, and it's like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
The hair, fine, perfectly fine. It's just the face is wrong.
Right. I mean, that makes sense.
Okay, I take that back about the backgrounds too, because this one looks like he. All right, so if you Google it and you bring up images, if you're looking at that, you've got one that looks like it's in a high school gym, and I swear to God, the wall at the back looks like it's canted at a 35 to 40 degree angle away from. It's like the floor goes that way, and then the wall cants backwards. It's like, what the fuck? Perspective is weird. That may just be a stylistic thing.
What in the absolute fuck did I just read? What the hell? Huh? Once more with feeling. Azelf and Uxie's continuous well, everyone uses that title, dude.
I'm thinking of an Evangelion story, but go ahead.
Yeah, literally everyone uses that title. Azelf and Uxie's continuous unresolved feelings for each other only continue to manifest. That's not how that works, but okay. They can't seem to accept it, and despite her best efforts, Mess Spirit can't seem to make them understand. Primarily male on male, Uxie times his elf, Mess Spirit times question mark, Mew
Yeah.
times Celebi, and some more Pokemon sex up in here.
Bleh. Yuck.
Okay.
Hard no.
All right. That's okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Did you know, in terms of Pokemon human compatibility, at
No.
least
The fucking
the
Paw
Vaporeon-
Pounce. The Paw Pounce is the best part of that.
I love the video someone did for that, where Vaporeon is just doing it to troll.
Yeah, yeah. All right, see you, Kuno. Oh, jeez, oh, jeez. Anyway, yeah, so, the Pokemon section is unfortunately as horny as it's always been. Too horny, some might say.
Most unfortunate.
Yeah. Trapped on an island and plagued by voices, determined to escape, Domino and her Zorua must take steps into the unknown. But behind the friendly facade of the world, the pavement is rough. What? Just as the spirit of adventure is suffocating her, she learns the journey isn't one she's doing alone. She doesn't want to run through the ruins alone. Theo does too. That's the opposite. It would be doesn't either. Theo times my OC. Okay, I don't know who Theo is. Pokegirls are fine.
As I said, they're just Pokemon themed monster girls, but Killionaire here is saying depends on the writer. So what are you talking about? Level of furry shit? Or
yeah,
something?
level of furry shit, but also, I mean, it's sort of like the problem with Pokegirls, right? Is like, what do you do with the story, right?
It never goes anywhere, and it's always just sex. It
Exactly.
Really is.
It is. It always ends up just being sex, and then the story just kind of fizzles out because the author realizes that they can't really take it anywhere.
As far as literary junk food goes, if you're in the mood for it and it's a decent author, it can be fun. That's about it. It's just a, quick 10, 20 minutes worth of entertainment, and then you on the next thing.
Yeah. Yep.
It's not for serious story writing.
No, it's not. No, it's not. All right. Well, either way, it's 9:47. It's getting late, gentlemen. It's time to head off.
Mm-hmm.
But do not despair, ladies and gentlemen. For we will be returning on Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always. Because there is always more.